a sec. Hold on, I'll be right back. Hi, I'm Phil.
Hi, I'm Kevin.
And this is Arthur. It's my baby. Okay, that's it.
What are we making tonight, Kevin?
Hormel chili.
Tonight on the show, we're gonna make a smoked chicken, which has already been smoked. And I know that doesn't sound too exciting. However, it did present me with a quandary. I got this smoked chicken right here in my farm share, and it's uncured, no nitrates except for the celery powder. And it says here, it's not preserved. Keep it refrigerated. It's not fully cooked. So I was like, okay, I know about uncooked things, and I know about smoked things, which have been fully cooked. But how am I gonna cook this thing and make it not bad? So that's part of what we're doing tonight. We're gonna cook this chicken. In addition, I'm gonna teach you how to make a healthy roasted potato. And then we're also gonna make an apple cabbage coleslaw with a brown sugar vinaigrette. And we're gonna drink lots of dark beer because it's the cold times now. And I'm a father, and I think that also goes hand in hand somehow. So let's get started with a dark beer. Our first beer is the Bam Blam. Just like the song, Bam Blam Blam. This is a breakfast stout, which means it's high ABV. I don't know, why are breakfast stouts high ABV, Kevin?
So that you can drink them with a bunch of coffee, and then you never come down.
That's right. Call that a Kevin Sunday.
Yep.
That's boozy as hell. It's good. Okay, we're gonna start with the potatoes. So these potatoes, they're healthy because we're not gonna use as much oil as we would otherwise. Isn't that exciting? So here are my golden potatoes of various sizes. I'm gonna start over here with this pan and this off-brand Pam. And I preheated the oven to 375 degrees. Now you can definitely put down foil or parchment paper, whatever you like, but I'm just gonna spray this pan. And over here, I'm gonna have the potatoes. However, I will point out now, some of these potatoes are this big and other ones are this big. Therefore, I need to reconcile that. I need to account for that in the cooking process. So the small ones will halve, but the bigger ones will quarter. Because if something is twice the size of the small potatoes, even when you quarter it, it might be bigger. So just keep that in mind. Look at all these different sizes. Surely they'll cook at the same time. It's okay. Now, I'm sure someone was cringing that I didn't wash these potatoes yet, so I'll just do that now, especially since I dropped one. But don't worry, I wasn't gonna do that if I hadn't dropped one on the floor. Have I mentioned that I'm a new father?
How are you feeling?
Tired! All right, Kevin, your first task is use that towel to dry these potatoes. Here you go. Okay, you take the potatoes and you put them on here. I'm doing them 2 at a time because that's how many hands I have. All right, we're gonna spray them some more. Here's the key to health. Just use cooking spray instead of conventional oil, I guess. You salt them a little bit. And so this is gonna be our first cook. At 375, we're gonna pop these into the oven for about 25 minutes. That's where the potatoes are. Let's move on to the dressing. While we're working on the dressing, I'm gonna ask Kevin to work on the coleslaw. Also, I like this bowl because it's fit with 2 eyes and a sun.
You have 2 eyes and a sun.
Okay, Kevin, you're the chopperman today. We appreciate you for your hard work. You're gonna peel this carrot. And then for the cabbage, we're gonna do at least half of that cabbage finely shredded. And we'll see how half of it looks, and if we need more, we'll just add more. Okay, I'm gonna prep this smoked chicken. Smoked chicken, when it's not frozen, suffers from a particular quality, which is that the skin is going to be difficult to get it to crisp. And I am not confident that we will be able to get the skin crispy. Therefore, we might have to just consider this skin garbage. And that's okay. Sometimes the skin ain't it. But we'll compensate for that because the meat's going to taste extra tasty because it's smoked. So here's our chicken. No problem. And I have thawed this chicken for some time.
What is that?
I think that's actually just chicken fat, just chilling. This chicken is thawed and can be pulled apart. Okay, so here's our chicken. You can see I pulled it apart slightly. It wasn't really my intention, but that's okay. And if I am able to, I'm gonna try to tuck the wings like I would for a normal roast chicken. Okay, seems pretty good. All right, so One of the things to do when reheating chicken is it's a good idea to add some liquid. The liquid will help steam it and help it from drying out. Today I'm going to use JK's Farmhouse Cider Honeycrisp Haze, which is one of the worst tasting ciders I have ever had. I'm a sucker for the snub bottle. They've also made some of the best ciders I've ever had. But this year's batch, it ain't it. Back to the drawing board, JK. So we're going to use you in the bottom of this here pan.
How would you describe the flavor of that?
Too funky 5 me. All right, so we're gonna trap that moisture into this here chicken by covering it with foil. Now I read a couple of different things, different strategies for this. Some people just like to roast it at a relatively low temperature without foil. But I think what we'll do today is we're gonna try to pack it with foil, and then we might take the foil off at the end and see if we can crisp the skin up a little bit. Okay, so my potatoes I have at 375. Ideally, I would heat this chicken at 325, but ain't nobody got time for that. And, you know, the oven can't be 2 temperatures. So what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna pop this in the bottom at that higher temperature and see if that gets us where we wanna go. And what's the worst that could happen? Well, the chicken could be dry. And you know what? I grew up eating dry chicken literally all the time. So am I gonna complain about that? Yes. But am I still gonna eat it? Absolutely. Let's see if we can make that dressing now. Even though most of my ingredients are right here in front of Kevin. No problem. It's no problem, Kevin. Don't mind me. All right, let's make that vinaigrette. We're gonna start with oil. And if you wanna get like real autumnal, you could use a walnut oil for like a nutty oil. Instead of that, we're gonna use canola oil, which is a neutral oil. We are gonna do 6 tablespoons of this here oil. To that we will add 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, which this dressing is named for. Brown sugar vinaigrette. For a little bit of kick, we're gonna add just a smidge of this is stone ground mustard. One of those. And some cranks of black pepper. Cranks is the technical term. And a little bit of salt. And I'm gonna do my best to never say shake that baby again on the show. So we're gonna shake that dressing. And there it is. It's a nice simple vinaigrette. We'll give it a tiny taste. Oh, it tastes really good. Oh, that's gonna be so good. Okay, so this is the cabbage and carrot that Kevin hath prepared thus far. We're gonna add to that 1 apple. This apple, please cut it in a similar manner, and you don't gotta peel it.
All right.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna go ahead and dress the rest of this. I'm just gonna put all the dressing in there. And my immediate comment is that most of the brown sugar didn't really dissolve all that well. It's not that surprising to me, but it's okay because when we put it into the slaw, the salt will start to draw out some water from the vegetables. And so that should help it kind of incorporate better a little bit. Positively seasonal. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, here's the apples for the slaw. And he chopped most of these 1 slice at a time. Let's all give Kevin a round of applause.
It's artisanal.
Please pipe in some applause too in case our viewers don't give him enough applause. Take a bow, Kevin.
Thank you, Sloppy Joe.
All right, and here's our slaw. Now, could you dress this up? Absolutely. Could you add like candied nuts? Sure. Could you add dried fruit, like a little cranberry? Sure. But do you need to? No. It's good how it is. Pop that in the fridge, if there's room. Okay. Okay. So the potatoes are now done with their first bake. So let's pull those out. Now for these healthy potatoes, the optimal thing to do would be to actually let them fully cool so that some starches can develop. When you cook the potatoes, then cool them, and then reheat them, they become higher in fiber because of some of the starches or something. And they also crisp up in a nice way. That's how you get a crispy outside with a soft inside. So if we had the luxury of infinite time, then there would be infinite possibilities. But also there would be more time for these potatoes to cool. We'll actually just leave these how they are right now, and then we'll crank up the heat to around 400 degrees, and we'll put them in for a second cook at around 400 degrees for around 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the chicken out just to see what the progress is right now. We'll probably let it rest for a little bit, and then we'll pray that we can get all that foil back on. Not that it's really doing anything because I never got it to fully seal, but that's fine. So let's see what we're working with. That chicken's cold as hell. You know what I'm gonna do with that chicken, boys? I'm gonna put it right back in there. That chicken's gonna be just fine. I'll also comment that the instructions say to cook this chicken to 170 degrees, which is over than fully cooked chicken. So let's just put it back in, and we'll revisit that in some time. But for now, we'll probably just chill, at least for the next 15-20 minutes. We'll be back. All right, let's check those potatoes. They're looking a roasty and a toasty. How can we tell? Check out the bottom. Boom! Also, I completely forgot a step. I'm supposed to score these, which just means make some cuts in the top. However, I think these are probably cooked long enough that it's fine. But just look at that beautiful bottom. That'll taste real nice. All right, let's check the status of that chicken. I think it's probably not done, but maybe it is. Whoa! I'm doing a great job. Okay, it's steaming. That's a good sign. Means it might be somewhat heated. Okay, so that's interesting. So there's like the thickest part of this chicken. Wait, what? This side's 160. This side is not. This leg is fully cooked. So like the right breast of this chicken is just holding on. That's okay, that's fine. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna finish this chicken by uncovering it, and I will show you now. This skin is probably not even worth eating. It's tough, it's kind of rubbery. Could we get that to the point that it is worth eating? Maybe, but I'm just not convinced. So let's just pop it back in. We'll pop it back in for just a short while longer. If that right side doesn't cook in a proper time, we'll just ignore it and we'll save it. Let's try a potato in the interim. A little hot potato. This is the smallest one. And here's our healthy potato. Barely any oil at all. You can see we have a very nicely cooked inside. It's steamy and hot. You have that crisp exterior that's browned. And you could season it up however you like. You might just want to add a little bit more salt. It's probably too hot to eat, but I will do it. Good. And a little bit overcooked for that tiny one. So the small one's overcooked, almost has a mashed potato interior. The bigger ones will probably be a bit more appropriately cooked. So we'll give that chicken just a quick minute and then we'll eat dinner. Okay, here's our chicken. This side is 150. And you know what? That's good enough for me. The legs, you can see we're at a higher temp. They're fully cooked. The wings as well. If we let this rest for a couple minutes, you know what? It'll come up right to temp. This side's looking good. So, we're just gonna give that a quick minute. And while we do that, we'll go ahead and finish our plating. So we'll start with some beautiful slaw. Apple cabbage slaw. The carrot kind of gets shortchanged, but it's in there too. Add a couple of tatties to your liking. And if you want to show your diners your hard work, plate them this way. So they look at that part and they're like, oh yeah, looks good. And for our chicken, you can carve it to your choosing. We'll plate it with a nice smoked chicken leg. And if you're not a Philistine, this kind of cries out for some sauce of some kind. And what might we use today? Let's use some hot and sharp German mustard from Grandpa's Cheese Barn. R.I.P. Grandpa just passed away. Also, so did Grandma. So R.I.P. to her too. A little bit of nice hot mustard, which I've actually not tried yet, so hot and sharp is very generous. Come on, Grandpa, that's some regular ass mustard. And that's it. That's our meal today. Let's taste some chicken. Smoky and fully cooked. That's great chicken, actually. That's super good. So this is good. I'll show you the skin. That's really what I was the most worried about. Here's the skin. It tastes a lot like the skin on the turkey legs at the Ren Fest, where it's like probably not worth eating. So maybe forgo that skin. I'm pretty sure I tasted potato already. Did I do that? Yeah? I tasted the slaw already. It's great. So now you just need Kevin's opinion on things. Kevin, what piece of chicken would you like?
Maybe some breast that's cooked.
Kevin, all of the chicken breast is cooked.
Sisyphus's chicken.
Don't be skeeved. Don't be skeeved, Kevin.
I'm good. And it's done.
No doubt in his mind. There was never any doubt.
Smells good. I approve.
That's how you do it. We'll see you next time on PGC. Who knows when we'll film next? It could be any time. Probably next year. My baby's crying. Gotta go. Bye.